Again, welcome to my Python learning series. Right. Today topic is Python comments and Python statements, and we will be also discuss Python variables. These are the very important topics in the Pythons. Right. So we have learned these topics in this learning video: Python comments, Python statements, and Python variables. Right. The first we will be start with comments in Python. Right? The comments are notes you write inside your Python codes. Suppose that when you are written a codes, the we have written a comments to explain the code, right? The means comment are notes you write inside your Python codes, but Python interpreter always remember Python interpreter only work on the codes, not working on the comments. That will be pass out, right? So they are ignored by the Python interpreters, meaning they do not affect program executions. They are mainly used to explain code, make it readable, and help debugging. Right. So these are the comments. Right. There are three types of comments in Python. First, that is the single line comments. Single line comments start with the hash. Right. Everything after hash on that line is ignored by the Python interpreters. Means any lines start with hash that not affect our codes. Just explain to our use for just explain to our code, right? Examples. Suppose that here in say here that is a very basic codes example. Here this is the comments. Starting with the hash, this is a single line comment, so we have written this, right? And then we have written the codes print hello. This print hello is a code, but line start with the hash. This is a single line comments. This is the comments, and when we run this in the Python, so we only get output of the these codes. Not we can see anywhere in output uh, comments, right? That will be passed out by the interpreters. That means Python only work on the codes, not work on the comments only for explain the codes and make it readables and help debugging, right? Means understand what is the codes, right? To understand the code, right? So this is the function of single line codes. Second type of comment is the multi-line comments, that is the block comments. Python does not have a special multi-line comments symbol. We just use multiple hash lines, right? Examples here in this code here, this is the code: x is equal to 5, y is equal to 10, print is equal to x plus y. This is the code, but above two lines started with the hash, these are the multiple line comments. There are two line comments. Multiple here they are two line comments. This will be three line comments. They are the four line comments. They are the five line comments, and each line start with the hash, right? Always remember, as per the guidelines or per the standards, there is a gap between the hash and the starting words, right, of the sentence, right? So this is the multi-line comments. How can written the multi-line comments in the Python? Nothing, just like the single line comments. So we have the put up number of lines, but all lines start with the hash, right? Now move to the third types. This is the doc strings or documentation strings. That is the very useful also to explain the codes. Use triple quotes, single or triple quotes, right? A function of both. If you use single quotes or triple quotes, all are the same, right? Written inside doc string will be where written inside functions, class, and modules to describe what they do. What the function of describe the function of functions, classes, or modules. Means your doc string or documentation string written inside functions, classes, and modules. Always remember these things, right? Use comments for temporary explanations. Use doc string for permanent documentation that tool can access. That means comments are not stored, but doc string or documentation strings are stored, and we can use and we can read any times. Right? The reason is that these are the stored permanent, but comments are temporary for the explanation of codes, right? Unlike comments, doc string are stored and can be accessed with the help function or doc functions. Example here, this is the code. Uh, def that is the words is keywords in Python that used for the defining the functions, right? So this is the function codes defining greet functions, and this is this line, right? Triple quotes line. This is the function greets the person passed as arguments. This is the doc strings, right? And this is the part of print hello name, that is the part of your codes. And when we use help, the help will give you the output here. This output is here. Output is like this: help on function greet in models main greet name. The function greets the person passed on an argument, right? Now we will move on the practical session. We will see these three types, how the functions. Open my Jupyter notebook. I have already opened my Jupyter notebook, right? And type here the commands. Suppose that this is a command, that is your codes. Before I have just written here, this is the print here, right? And run. We get the output here. Actually, I want to show when you run a code with the comments, the output only show you the code output, right? Interpreter pass out the comments line like these examples. Here the comments is comment start with the hash. So this is the comment line. So in output there will be no show any function of the comment, that will be directly pass out and only get output from the print, that is the code lines, that is the hello print hello. This output will be print on screen, that is the hello, right? Just means your comment will be just pass out by the interpreter. Now second examples here, right? Run the commands, run the code, sorry. Here output is equal to 15. There are multiple line comments. There are two line comments here. All start with the hash function. This is the multi-line comments explaining the codes. When run these codes, right? The output is just 15. Means interpreter pass out these two lines, no action on these two lines, only working on these three lines. This is the code, right? X is equal to 5, y is equal to 10, print x plus y, output will be 15, right? Same here. Now move to the next, for the doc strings here, right? Already show you the in the ppt, right? This is the our code written in the codes here, that is the function. Def any function, any line start with the def, that is the function line. Means function will be defined by the def keywords, right? And three quotation line between three quotations, this is the doc strings. And print hello, this is the code part, and help is the output function, that is the return functions, right? Here when run this function, we will get the output here, right? What the output get here? Help on function greet in modules main greet name, like this. And this function, this is the doc string, right? Here that is the mention here, so this will be show here, right? When run, if you want to run so or learn about these doc strings in future after some times, so we have these function doc functions, right? So just write this here code and run this code, we get the doc strings that is stored, right? Doc string means print greet, that is the function name, right? Here greet dot underscore doc underscore, right? And run this code, we get the output will be show you the doc string that will be stored previous, right? So that show you the doc string is the permanent, but comment is the temporary. Reason is that doc string will be stored, but comment will not stored, right? So these are the parts, right? Now move to the next slides. uh, right, okay. Right. So this slide show you the quick comparisons, type, symbol, and purpose of these three types of comments. Single line always start with the symbol has and use for a small notes or inline comment. They are one, two, three lines comments you required that will use by the single line comments. If you required multi-line comments for each line, if you have longer explanations, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then each line start with the has, right? Always remember, like single line. But what is the difference between single line and multi-line? In single line, that is a single line statement, single line comments. Sorry, in multi-line comments, we have the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 line comments. But difference is that all lines will be start with the has symbol. Doc string that will be between the single quotation or triple or double quotations, right? And use for documentations for function, classes, and modules, right? These are these 4, 5 lines. These are the explain the some golden rules to explain or write the comments, right? The comments be clear, simple, and meaningful, right? Always meaningful होना चाहिए. Explain why, not just what, right? Not just what is this, not what is the means code. No, why these codes and what is this code. Both will be explained by using the comments. Use doc string for function and classes. Keep comments updated. Follow formatting rules. Right? PAP 8. Right. So these are the basic of the comments. Comments used for the explanation of the codes. There are three types of comments in Python. That is a single line comments, multi-line comments, and doc strings. Single line use start with the hash. Multi-line comments for the multi-line comments, Python have no any specific symbols. Just use hash and put hash before each and every lines. Right. And second thing, second important part is your comment is temporary and doc string are permanent. Permanent is that are the stored and we can access anytime, right? Thank you. Then move to the comments in Python. Also here this slide show you the best practices for writing the comments. Keep comments clear and simple, already mentioned before that. Write short direct comments. Bad, here we adding the variable x to the variable y, then storing the result is z, right? Z is equal to x plus y. It is good, right? Don't repeat the code. Avoid writing comments that just restart the obvious. Bad, x is equal to 10, assign 10 to x. Good, x is equal to 10, initial value. So these comments are good, right? Here we can say add two numbers. So these are the good comments. And here also bad comments, assign 10 to x. If x is equal to 10, and we can put up the comment assign 10 to x. This is the bad comments. But when x is equal to 10 and put the comment initial value, this is the good comments, right? Use comment to explain why, not just what. Code already show what is happening. Comments should explain why you are doing it. Example, using list comprehension for the efficiency square, right? Next, that use doc string for function, classes, and models. Fifth, keep comments up to date. Right? If any old comments, if you then that will be uh, remove and edit by the updated comments. Use inline comments sparingly and follow PEP 8 guidelines. For always put a space after hash. Very important here. Already tell you. Always put a space after hash. Right? Example. This is the good examples. Hash, gap, good comments. Bad comment has no bad comments between these two, between hash and your comments, no gap. That is the bad comments. So these are your basic rules to write the comments, right? So always remember there will be gap between the hash and your comments. And second thing, your comments will be meaningful and updated. right? Now move to the second topic, that is the Python statement. These are the very important when you are talking about the Python programming. This is also the part of Python programming. I have already in the previous first video I will show you what is the relation between the statement, code and program, right? The statement is the single line uh, rules, right? And code have the number of statements, and any task, full task, complete task is the program, right? So now move to the start the Python statement. What is the Python statements and types of Python statements, right? So a statement is a complete instructions that Python can execute. What is the statement? That is the instructions, or you can say like that is the rule that Python can be execute, must execute, right? It tells Python to do something. Python execute your program one statement at a time, right? Already starting already tell you Python run or interpreter run line by line, right? The Python execute your program one statement at a time. Suppose that any codes have five statements, so these will work one by one. First first statement, then second statement, then third statement, then fourth, then fifth, right? Is Python will be run. Types include assignment statements, conditional statements, loop statement, import statement, function statement, class definition, many type of statement in the functions. Sorry, Python, right? Example, x is equal to 5. So this is a assignment statement, right? Why? We can assign a variable x is equal to y, 5. Assign the value, right? Print x is a function call function. Is a function call statement. So this is the function call statement. If x greater than 3, if statement. Print x is greater than 3, right? Here x is equal to 5, assignment statement. Print x, expression statement, like same here. Types of a statement in Python. There are number of types in the Python already here mentioned, right? The first is the expression statement. Any expression by itself is a statement. Suppose that 5 plus 3 is also a expression statement. Print hello is also a expression statement. That means any expression by itself is a statement. Second type of statement in Python, that is the assignment statement. Assigning value to variables, right? X is equal to 10, name is equal to Alice. So these are the assignment statement. Reason is that we can assign a value to variables. In this example, x is variable, name is variables, right? And we have assigned here the value of variables. Third, this is the conditional statement. Control flow with if, elif, else. If, right here, else. These all are the control flow. That is the conditional statements, right? Looping statement. There are two types of loop in Python. I will study in later slides. For loop and while loop. The for and while. This is also a looping statements. Import statement. Bring in external modules. Import math from date time. Import date. So these are the import statement. Means we are importing module here. So these are the importing statements, right? Function class, def, greet, class dog. That means we are defining here. Defining function, def, greet. That means we are defining function greet. Class dog, we are defining class dog, right? So these are the function assignment statement. These are the def, greet is the function statements, and class dog with the class definition, right? Statements. Then last, that is the pass, break, continue, return statements, especially flow control statements, right? So these are the types of statements in Python. Some more Python statements, right? Here I will show you the statement by expression. Expression produce a value. Expression what do? Expression produces a value 2 plus 3, high, dot offer. These are the produces a value. A statement perform an action assignment, loop, if, etc. Example, x is equal to 2 plus 3, whole line is equal to a statement. But 2 plus 3 is expression. That means expression produces a value, right? And whole line x is equal to 2 plus 3 is a statement, but 2 plus 3 is a expression. So that is the difference between expression and statements, right? So these are the summary of the Python statement types already discussed, right? These are the expression statement, assignment statement, conditional, looping, import statement, function definitions, class definition, control flow statement, with a statement, and try except exception. These are the types of a statement, and these are the keywords, and these are the purpose we will use. For examples, for the expression statement, print I x plus 5. These are the expression statements. And execute an expression produces a value to perform at actions, right? Assignment statement, x is equal to 10, name is equal to assign a value to a variables. Conditional statement, if else already share, same thing we will share in the previous slides, so I'm not going to the deep in this summary tables, right? Example using many statement time, same here, nothing new, right? Now move to the our next topic, that is the Python variables. This is the very important. So see here, a variable in Python is a named storage location for data, right? It is a way to label and reference a value in your program memory, right? Variables, what is it? That is a named storage location, right? Variable will be stored on the memory location in Python, right? Unlike many other programming languages, Python is dynamically typed. Many time define this, what is dynamically typed. That means we have not defined the types of variables, right? That will internally defined by interpreters, right? Programmer no need to define Python type, right? Which means you don't need to declare the variable type, like that is our integers, these are the string, and etc, booleans, etc, right? Before using it, the type is inferred at runtime based on the value you assign to it. Key concept: variable assignment. Variable are created the first time you assign a value to them using assignment operator. Already see here. Suppose that x is equal to 10. X is an integer variables, right? Name each case also, name is a string variable, right? Is underscore active true, is underscore active is a boolean variables, right? Reason is that why we assign the value. Suppose the x is equal to 10, the 10 is a integer, so x is a integer variables. Name is equal to Alice, Alice is a string, right? Then this is the name is equal to Alice is a string variables. Each underscore active is a boolean variable. Reason is that this is the true or false. Boolean means true or false. There are two values in the boolean, true and false, right? You can also chain assignment to assign the same value to multiple variables. Suppose that we have three variables a, b, and c, and we want to assign each variable the same value, that is the 100. That is a equal to b, b equal to c, c is equal to 100. Means we will assign multiple variables the same value, right? Dynamic typing. The type of a variable can change during the variable executions. Suppose that x is equal to 10. The x is an integer. Reason is that 10 x assignment value is 10, that is the integer, that this is a integer. Print type x, the output is equal to class integer, that will define. Print type is this function can give you the type of your variables, right? For example, see here, just 1 minute, I can show you, right? You type this and run this, right? Class here integers, class here string, right? So these functions, right, print the type of variables. What is the type of variables? So we have a string variables, we have integer, we have floating, we have booleans, right? There are types of variables. Like we'll take these things in the later slides when we are study data types. I will show you these things, right? Same here, x is equal to hello, so that is the string. When print this code, that will give you the class string. So that will define. We can check if you want to check the class of any variables. Then this is the print type variable's name. That will give you the output. That is the type of string, right? Right. Next topic is the variable naming rules. How can name a variable, right? There we have a syntax. Syntax means that is the grammar rule to defining a variable's name, right? Variable name must start with a letter A to Z, that is the lowercase, and A to Z, that is the uppercase, or an underscore, right? Always remember these things. Not start with the except these things, right? Means variable always start with the a small letter or a upper letters or underscore, right? The rest of the name can contains letter, number, and underscores, right? Three. Name are case sensitive. Age and age. Suppose that here, na, age means all three are lowercase, and in this age is the small capital, and two words are uh, two alphabets are small. And here all are the uppercase. So all these three are the different. All are age. Meaning of age is the same, but for the Python, for the variables, the all three are the difference. That means number are names are case sensitive, right? So these three different variables in Python, right? Avoid using Python reserved keywords, right? Already tell you we have some Python keywords, around 35 keywords, like if, else, for, while, etc. as variable names, right? So we have not assigned for the naming of variables to avoid using Python reserved keywords as variable names, right? Next point, a common convention is to use a snake case, like user underscore name, total underscore price for the variable's name, right? Next point is the reference semantics. Variable in Python are more like pointers or references to object in memory rather than direct containers. When you assign a variables, you will binding a name to a memory address where the data is stored, right? Consider this example: a is equal to 1 2 3, b is equal to a. Here a and b both point to the same list object in memory. If you modify the list through one variable, the change is visible through the others. Suppose that b append 4, print a, output is equal to 1 2 3. Append means we can add before a is equal to 1 2 3, but we append 4 in b. Reason is that B also A. The if any changes in A, that also reflect in B. Reason is that B is equal to A. If A is equal to 1 2 3 and append sorry, A is equal to 1 2 3 and B is equal to A, then we append B is equal to append 4, means we append 4 in B. The b dot append 4 means b will 4 will be added, and b is equal to a, the a is equal to 1 2 3, so we can append 4, the 1 2 3 4. So this is the output: print a 1 2 3 4 and print b 1 2 3 4. Means if a is equal to b, sorry, a is equal to 1 2 3 and b is equal to a, if any changes is in b, that also reflect in a. Right, point is that. So this is a critical concept to grasp, especially when dealing with the mutable object list like list, dictionary, and sets. So this is the summary of rules for the naming variables. Start with a letter or underscores, right? can include letters, number, underscores, total underscore one, student dot name. This is the examples. Cannot start with the number. Always remember these things. Any variable's name not start with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and some things. Cannot use keywords. Right? Always already mentioned here. No keywords used for the naming of any variables. Right? Case sensitive name is not equal to name, means this name is n is equal to capital, but this n is equal to a small. So both are not same. These are the two variables, right? So means your variables are case sensitive. Next point, that is the garbage collections. Python memory management includes automatic garbage collections. When an object is no longer referenced by any variables, Python garbage collector automatically free up the memory it was using. This means you don't need to manually delocate memory for variables. Means that is very important things in the Python. We have not not worry about the memory, CPU, something like that, hardwares. We have just focus on the our code, programming codes. This part will be machine related parts will be done by the interpreters. So no need to worry about that, right? Variables and immutability. The behavior of variables also depends on whether the object they reference is mutable, can be changed. Mutable means that can be changed. Immutable means cannot change, can be changed in place, or immutable cannot be changed after creations. So these are the two types of objects: mutable objects and non-mutable objects. Right. Immutable types is equal to these are the immutable types is equal to integers, float, string, tuple, bools. You will see later on slides. When you change an immutable variable's value, you are actually creating a new objects. Right. Means immutable, those variables are immutables. If you can change, then what is meaning that we can create it the different variables. Immutable but types will be not change, variables will be not change, right? Suppose that x is equal to 5, x point to the integer object 5, y is equal to x, y point to the same object. If x is equal to x plus 1, a new integer object 6 is created and x point to it. Print x, that is the output is 6, right? And when we will print y, the output is equal to 5, y is still point to the 5 same objects before here. The mutable will not change, that create the new variables, right? Mutable types list, dictionary, set. Change to a mutable objects are made it in place, affecting all variables that reference that same objects. My list is 1, 2, 3. Your list, my list. Your list append 4. We can change in the my list. Suppose for the your list. So your list is equal to what output is equal to 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right. That means here there are two variables and immutables. So region is there. When types of immutable types means integers, float, string, tuple, bools. Right. When we change the, suppose that we have examples, x is equal to 5, y is equal to x. When you can change in x is equal to x plus 1, then the value of y will be not affected. But x is equal to x plus 1 create the new integers object 6 and create the new variables, right? Point is that, but in case of mutable, that will be not create the new variable, that is the same variable. Suppose that here my list 1, 2, 3, value is equal to 1, 2, 3. Your list, my list. When we can append 4 in your list, then print my list. The output is equal to 1, 2, 3, and append 4. That is the 1, 2, 3, and 4. A scope and lifetime. The scope of a variable defines where in your program it can be accessed. A variable scope determines its lifetime. There are two types: global scope or local scope. Variables defined outside of a function or class, they can be accessed from anywhere in the program. Global scope. And local scope, variable defined inside a functions. Always remember, global scope variable defined outside any function or class. But in case of local scope, variable defined inside a functions. right? For in this example here, global variables, global underscore variables is equal to 10. So these are the global variables. And here below quotes, diff my functions local variables is equal to 5. So these are the local variables. Comments so here, these are the local variables. So means here local underscore variables is equal to 5 defined under functions. So this is the local variables. But global underscore variables is equal to 10. That is the outside of the functions. Then it is the global variables. So these are the two types of scope lifetime, the global and scope, local scope, right? Right. So global scope variable defined outside of any function or class, they can be accessed from anywhere in the program. Those variables are global, we will access anywhere from the program, but those are local scope, they are only accessible with that within that functions. When the function finishes, the local variables are destroyed, not permanent, right? So these are the difference between the global variables or local variables. Somewhere these are the global variables by local variables. The variables are a fundamental concept in Python, providing the flexibility and power needed for storing and manipulating data. The dynamic nature and reference-based model are central to the Python object-oriented programming. So these are the lifetime scope. There are two types of uh, variables, global variables and local variables, right? Python variables, these are some examples here. Python variable declarations, no type declaration needed. Python is dynamically typed. If x is equal to 10, means we can assign integers, name is strings, price price is equal to 3.14, that is the float number. 3.14 is a float number. Age underscore value is equal to true, the bool. So no type declaration needed. Means whenever we are writing our Python codes, suppose that we have assign x is equal to 10, define variables x is equal to 10, so no need to write that is the integers and something like that. No need to define the type of the variables. Reason is that that will done by internally by the interpreter, not by the programmer. So no need focus on the types of the variables, only on the variables. Reasoning variables, you can change a variable's value at any times. X is equal to 5, x is equal to hello, right? So we can change the value anytime. Suppose that we x is equal to 5. Why if I need to x is equal to 10, that will be changed. X is equal to hello, then hello Python will be changed. Multiple assignment, we can assign multiple variable at once. So a dash by using the columns, right? A, B, 10, 20. The A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. X and multiple variable, the multiple variables have same value. Assign the same value. X is equal to y is equal to z is equal to 0. All variables have the 0. That means x is equal to also 0, y is equal to also 0, z is equal to also 0. So we can assign multiple assignment at the same times. Swapping variable, right? X, y, 5, 10, x, y, y, x. So we can swap the variables, right? If multiple variables have x, y is equal to 5, 10, x, y is equal to y x, then print x, y, that is the 10 is equal to 5. So we can swapping the variables also. Check type of variables, right? This already tell you, and that is the same codes. X is equal to 42. If you want to check the type of these variables, okay, which type of variable, these are the integers, these are the boolean, these are the floating, these are the string or what. So we have the functions print, right? Type x, right? Function type variable x is here your variables. So that can, when you run this uh, codes, that give you the type of variables. That these are the class integer variables. Reason is that 42 is the integers, right? That can give you best practices, tips, and why. Use meaningful name. A score is better than S, right? Follow snake case naming. Avoid single letter car except the lobes. variables except in the loops. Summary features dynamic typing, no need to declare variable type. Case sensitive, Python is the Python variable is the case sensitive, right? Reassignment allowed and multiple assignment. These are the basic summary of the these rules of the Python variables. The now we will be look three topics here today. Covered three topics today. One is the Python comments, second is the Python statements, and third is the Python variables. All these are the small topics were very important. Variables, what is the meaning of variables everywhere, what types of variables, how can I assign the value of variables, what is the types of variables, that means that is integers variables, these are boolean variables, and like something like that. Same for the statement. A statement is the basic of the any codes made of from with statements, and Python sorry, program with codes, right? The basic units, you can say the statement is the basic unit of program, right? So comments, statements, and variables. These are the three normal basic topics, not in deep required. But we have to know what is the variable, how can I assign the variables, what is the type of variables, right? And what is the properties of the variables. These are the multiple assignment, change the swap the variables like this, right? And comments are nothing, just to explain the codes, right? Code have nothing, interpreter have nothing to read about the comments, right? Code statements are only, actually I think always remember, a statement useful for humans to read the about the codes, right? Python just pass out, no issue, right? So this is are the three topics today committed ends. And the next video we will be discuss about data types and Python data types in details. Then we will be start strings and data types like set, dictionary, and then after that we will be start the Python functions. So thank you for today. A lot of thanks. Bye.